and welcome to my channel. My name is Sarah. I am the Clumsy Stitcher here on YouTube and over on Instagram. If you are new here, this is my Flosstube channel where I share everything cross-stitch related. If you are returning, then thank you very much for coming back. I hope you're all doing very well. The month of September has been quite a good one actually for me overall. I've been able to get a lot of stitching done. I've been able to get a lot of reading done. I'm currently attending college for my final 3 exams. I'm currently doing an accountancy qualification and I've got 3 more exams in November. Then I am officially finished. So very much looking forward to getting them done, but there is a fair amount of work to do between now and then. But September's been quite good just to ease myself back into study, and it's meant I've had a bit more time to do more stitching. So I've got quite a lot to show you again today, so I'm going to just get straight to it. The first thing I have to show you is a finish. It's actually a start and a finish since I last filmed. It's part of the series I'm doing of the Advent Animals by Brooks Books. And I'm just thinking, because including the one I've just finished, I've stitched 6 of them so far. There are 24 in total. But the ones I've previously shown you, they've never had the numbers on because I hadn't decided how I was going to stitch them. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you all of them with the numbers all stitched now that they are officially finished. And also because I think they're really cute. So happy to give them a little bit more airtime. So this was number 1. This is Katie Kitty. They're all stitched on 32 count falling snow linen from Lakeside Needlecraft. I just think they're so cute. The linen's so beautiful as well. So I just think it's perfect. I'm really happy with it. So the way I've decided to do the numbers, because I bought a cry knit because I wanted a bit, because it's Christmassy, I wanted a bit of glitter. Hopefully that's coming across okay. And so I bought cry knit and started stitching that like one-stranded. And I just wasn't very happy with the coverage. And I think I shared this in a video. I'm just going to get the next one to show you. And someone recommended putting some DMC down first and then stitching the cry knit over, which is what I've ended up doing. This is Peter Polar Bear. And so I've ended up stitching DMC 816 underneath and then putting the cry knit over the top. And the cry knit that I've gone for, one second, it's very fine number 4 braid in the colour 003 11M. Sorry, I'm not quite sure how cry knit designed it, but it's that thin. So I'll just show you number 3. She's Mary Mouse, I think. So these are all free. All of these charts are free on Brooks Books website. And I would really recommend them. They're really quick to start and finish. This is Duncan Dog with his little tartan sweater vest. They're all really quick and I just think they look so smart and I'm really excited to be able to finish them. Number 5 is Hattie Hedgehog, I think. And then this is the last one. This is the one I have stitched just in the last month. This is Cashmere Camel with piercing blue eyes. And this one was quite good actually. So the ribbons on the presents are lazy daisy stitches, which I'd never done before. And so I got to practice a little bit of that, which was good. But I just think they all look so sweet. And they are really fun to stitch and they do stitch up quite quickly. So that's all of them, so I'm really pleased with them. And something else I've been doing this month is making some more project bags. So this now belongs in my Christmas project bag with my other Christmas projects. I've made 3 in total this month, and this one is hands down my favourite. It just makes me so happy just to look at this. I follow Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch's YouTube tutorial. I just think it's so well explained. I've made, what's it, 1, 2, 3. I've probably made about 8 of these now. And I just absolutely love them. So it's the one where when you unzip, it's the opposite on the inside. These fabrics I just found on Etsy. I am so in love with this fabric. And the general vibe, it just reminds me of my late grandparents' Christmas meals. Because me and my sister had tartan dresses, and there were poinsettias. The imagery just reminds me of my grandparents' Christmas meals. So it makes me very happy, and yeah, I'm just really, really pleased with this. I think next I'm going to move on to my caterpillar cross stitch patterns. These also sit in a project bag I made, which I showed you a little while ago. And last video I said that I was working on Hello Petal and Hello Sunshine, and what I was going to do was once I finished a motif on Hello Sunshine, do a motif on Hello Petal. And what I found was I do a motif on one and then a motif on the other, and by the end of an evening stitching, not feel like I'd actually made very much progress on either of them. So I found it a little bit demotivating. So what I've decided to do, I stuck with Hello Petal for one evening and actually was really enjoying it. And so I think what I'm going to do is just finish Hello Petal and then I'll just do Hello Sunshine, because I started Hello Petal first and so I don't want it to get left behind. So this is how far I've got to. So firstly, I will show you a picture of what it will look like when it's finished, and then progress from last time. And then this is where I am now. So I've added the nest down the bottom, and then I've started building out all the motifs along the bottom of the tree. Because the way that Caterpillar Cross Stitch send out their kits, this bit is all on one page, and then this bit's all on another page. And so I think I just want to get like a whole kind of page done, so I'm not having to flip back and forth between the two. So yeah, I was really worried actually that I wasn't going to enjoy this one for some reason as much as the others, but I'm really, really loving it. And I can't wait to get a couple of the big animals done. So this is where we are. I'm not feeling too guilty yet about neglecting Hello Sunshine and not keeping up with the stitch along. So I think I'm just going to keep going with that one until it's done. Moving on to another stitch along that I'm doing at the moment. This is the Cozy Cafe stitch along by Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery, and I will put a photo in. It's a mystery stitch along, so the complete pattern hasn't been revealed yet, but I'll put in a photo of their latest reveal, and then I will put in a photo of where I was last time. So I'm very pleased to show you that I've got another cup done. So I finished all the words and all the bubbles around the tea, and then I added in the matcha cup as well. I just think they are so cute, and I'm so happy I decided, even though I'm behind, I'm really happy I joined in with this. So I still need to do the border around these ones. And then I think I'm now 4 parts behind, but no stress. I'll zoom in a bit. So I haven't done any of the beading yet, because there is beading on the mocha, on the raspberries in the mocha, but I'm going to just save that to the very end. This is stitched on a 32 count even weave in Café au Lait by Fabric Flair. I just think it's so sweet, and I'm loving. Every month I cannot wait for their releases. There's the most recent one is an apple cider, and I just think it's lovely. I cannot wait to get to that one. Slowly but surely I will get there. I think I need to make sure I do the border at the same time, otherwise I'm going to be so bored by the end of doing the border. So I need to make sure I'm doing it as I'm going round. But that is that one. So yeah, quite pleased with progress on that. Right, the next thing I will show you is my wedding sampler, which I'm stitching for me and my husband. This is a pattern I got from Unique Door Sign on Etsy, and I'll just show you very quickly what it will look like when it's finished. Last time I showed you this, I had the outline of Link, and I said I needed to focus on it because I really wanted to get it done this year, but I have not focused on it at all. So now I just have Zelda's head. I'm still just doing all the outline. I'm really enjoying stitching it this way. there's just lots of lines, and I'm really worried. And I'm taking a while to count because I want to make sure I'm making life difficult for myself basically, but I really like the effect it gives. So this is stitched on a 32 count glacier linen by Chromatic Alchemy. I think it's showing up a bit darker and a bit bluer than it is in like real life. It's a bit more turquoisey and a bit lighter in person. I can never get it to show up right, I'm afraid. But it is absolutely stunning. Oh God, I really want to get this done. Pull your finger out, Sarah, come on. But I think that, yeah, I'm just really, really enjoying stitching on this one. I finally figured out how to get it into Pattern Keeper as well, so that's made it a bit easier, if I'm honest. The next one I will show you is my Welcome to the Shire piece, which I started for my birthday. However, firstly, I made a new project bag for it, so I'm going to show you that first. So this is kind of Lord of the Rings map of sorts. It's Rohan and Gondor. It's not quite the whole map because I couldn't find the whole map online. And then I've just paired that with a dark green fabric. So the back's the map as well. But I'm so chuffed with this one as well. This is the first time actually making these 3 project bags where I've genuinely enjoyed the experience and not panicked that I was going to get something wrong or it was just going to end up rubbish. I really, really enjoyed making them. I feel like I'm just getting to grips with my sewing machine a lot better. So yeah, really, really pleased. That was my project bag. And so now I will show you what it will look like at the end and where it was last time, because I had quite a small start last time, but I've done a fair amount more. So because it is all block colours, I decided to just pick one colour and just stitch as much as I could with it. And so I've picked, I think it's 517, and just kind of filled in all of this. But what it means now is across here, in this light blue colour, I think there's like basically a line you can do across here, and then everything above that is blue. And so it's a lot of fill-in. And so I think for like a travel project or for something where I can't concentrate, this one will be perfect to bring out because it's all just like block colour. So it stitches up quite quickly because it's almost like monochrome, essentially, because you're just focusing on that. So yeah, so I've still got a fair amount to go, obviously, but there is a lot of sky to do, so I'm quite enjoying this. So that was my Welcome to the Shire. And now I am very happy to bring out again my Margarita Dragon, who has not been on here for a little while, I don't think, or it's a couple of months maybe. I think because it's such a big piece, I feel like I have to have made a fairly decent amount of progress for it to actually show up on camera. So this is my main, so Lord of the Rings is a full coverage piece. This is my big full coverage piece. This is what it will look like at the end. So the artwork is by Stanley Morrison and it's been charted by Prame-Free Crafts. I'm stitching it on 18 count. And I'll show you a quick picture of where I was last time. So since last time, in the picture you'll see I had still quite a few park threads left. And I decided to stitch out all of the park threads and maybe try a little bit more cross country where you just take like one colour and just stitch as much as you can of that colour across the different blocks. And so this is where I am now. So yeah, so everything up here is all stitched out. And then I came back down and I started filling in all the wing here. So I started with the kind of the colour with the least amount of stitches. And then it's just a case of filling in because I think it's this dark orangey colour is all down there. And so it's stitched up quite quickly actually, the wing. Like you can see the definition from the outlines and stuff. You can see where all their shading is. And I think I'm quite enjoying doing it this way because you can just see like where the details from within this finished bit here kind of feed up into there. I love the impact of the background. I think it shows up really well on the camera actually, like all of the kind of patchy colour changes. I just think it looks really good. And then this is kind of where you can see where I started doing some of the little stitches. So yes, I stitched this with Pattern Keeper, which I would 100% recommend. Mainly just for the highlight function where you click on a symbol and it highlights all of that symbol within the whole pattern. I just think it's really smart. It means you don't have to go searching, and you're like, I've not missed a stitch basically. So yeah, I'm just still so chuffed. I never work on this enough. And I always regret it when I show it on Flosstube and realise I haven't worked on it enough, because I love it so much, and it's so big, and I really do want to make significant progress on it, but then I just keep starting things and I can't control myself. So I need to figure out, I think I need a more robust plan. But then you all know what happens with plans. So yes, that's progress on that one. And then the last two projects I have to show you are new starts. Like I just said, I have no control, and so I've just felt in the urge to start some new things. The first one is I decided to start the Autumn Perennial Pinwheels by Hands On Design, which is housed in another project bag I made a little while ago. So this is what it will look like. It's these three here. So I've done the spring ones already, and I showed you the spring ones before. And then, yeah, I decided I was feeling a bit autumnal because it started to get very miserable very quickly here in England. So started to do the autumn one because I just thought it was really nice. For those of you who haven't seen my first video, these... Oh, sorry, a bit scratchy. There we go. These patterns are almost the reason I started my Flosstube, because I got the pattern and I was so excited picking out all the linen to do these patterns. And all the linen arrived and I showed my husband and he was like, oh, yeah, they're very nice, they're very nice. And I was like, oh, you just don't understand. I know who will understand. Lots of cross stitches on the internet will understand. And so every time I get these out, I feel it just makes me feel quite happy, because it just yeah, I don't know, just it makes me feel connected to the stitching community in a way, because it was through these that I was kind of motivated to maybe give Flosstube a go in the first place. So it's not a very big start, but this is my start. Just on the, so I started with the this one. So this is another linen by Chromatic Alchemy called Cumulitis. And again, it's maybe showing a bit bluer than, maybe if I put the glacier and them together, you could see them both a bit more clearly. No, they both look like almost the same colour actually. Yeah. So this one is very blue. There's no green in this one. But the mottling I think is absolutely gorgeous. If I show you the full piece. I just think it's so lovely. So yes, this is my little start. They do stitch up quite quickly, so I do quite like jumping on and off these ones. I'm sorry, the balance keeps changing. So that was fun little start, and very unexpected. I had not planned to do that at all. I just felt a bit inspired to start them. And then my last one, this is the one I am genuinely so excited about this project now. So again, for a bit of story, you know, I love a bit of a story time. Basically for Christmas, my sister bought me an ink circles pattern called Cirque des Carreaux. It's just Circus of Squares. There's a set of 4 patterns, and I saw these originally on Shiloh's channel, who is Stitch MD, and immediately was obsessed with them, knew I had to have them. There are 4 in total. There's squares, circles, hearts, and triangles, and I love absolutely all of them. And so my sister got me the Circus of Squares for my Christmas present, and I was so excited to start that I just bought a random over-dyed floss and just started stitching. And then I was a bit like, actually, wait a minute. I want to be able to, I'd love to, in the future, when we have when I have a bit more room, I'd love to be able to display all 4 of these together. And so I wanted them to have a bit more of a theme than, oh, random thread, random fabric, let's just go. I think I just got a bit too carried away. And as I was stitching more, I realised I didn't actually like the colour of the thread I'd picked as much as I thought I did. And so for those of you who've watched a couple of my videos, you'll know that I am a big fan of the Avatar animated TV show, The Last Airbender. I'm obsessed with that show. I absolutely love it. And so I thought what I could do was theme the 4 pieces around the 4 bending styles. So there's air, earth, water, and fire. And they all come with like their own culture and lore and colour scheme. And so I thought I could do them all in the different colours. And I basically then spent the next, what month is it even now? October. 8 months dithering and faffing about with different linens and different thread colours, just taking ages and not ever making a decision, and it's just kind of sat in my, like, not even whip pile, just untouched. And every time I watch Shiloh's video, because she framed her Circus of Hearts a little while ago now, and it's in the background of all of her videos, and every time I watch her video, I'm just like, I need to pull out this pattern and I need to really start working on it. And so this month I just decided to sit down and actually make a decision about the colours and not make it too complicated, to have the same fabric for all 4, but then just change the threads. And I've heard a lot of people talking about sulky threads, which I've never stitched with before. I'd never stitched with like dyed flosses or like variegated flosses really, except when it's actually charted. And so I was looking through the sulky flosses, and lo and behold, found all the colours I needed and completely fell in love and was obsessed. And so I immediately bought everything. I haven't got the 3 other patterns yet. I think that'll be a steady process. There'll be like a reward once I've actually finished one, to then be able to buy the next one. But I did get all the threads immediately, just because I know I will stitch them, so I definitely will use them. So this is the one I am using for Earth. And if any of you have watched the show, then I hope you will appreciate my colour choices. So this is for Earth. And this is one I've decided to do Earth as the squares, and so this is one I'm currently using. This one is for Fire. So it goes from like a red to a kind of dark purpley brown, which I think works really well. This one is for Water. So it goes through like bluey purple. It's a bit more grey toned, I think, than it's showing in the video. And then the last one this one will be for Air, but because Aang, the last airbender, he's got blue tattoos on his body. And so what I've decided to do is take a DMC blue and stitch sporadic stitches in the blue. I've just realised I've not given you any of the names, and I don't think they're written on. So, oh no, sorry, I've got the numbers. So they're all 12 weight petite blendables. This one is 4090. This one is 4007. This one is 4056, and this one is 4003. And so I wanted to, because I'm doing the same fabric for all of them, I also needed to make sure that the colour of fabric I chose worked with all of them. And I was toying with the idea of antique white Zweigart linen, but I didn't really want white, and it wasn't quite off-white enough. And so I decided to have a go with Zweigart cream, and this is the 40 count, and this is how they all look on here. And I'm so pleased. Oh, that's washing out a little bit. Let me try and get a bit closer. Yeah, so this is the earth, water. This is going to be the airbender. So this is what I mean with like the sporadic blue stitches. And I'm so pleased with this because I was really struggling to find, like, the air was the one I was struggling on for each time, each brand of like fabric or thread I looked at, I couldn't get air correct. So I'm really, really pleased with this. Oh, sorry, I don't think that's sharp enough, but hopefully you get the gist. And then this is fire. And so I was so excited about all of these. I was so happy. I just immediately restarted Circus of Squares. And so this is stitched on a 40 count Zweigart cream linen. And this one is the 4090 colourway. And this is my start. I'm so happy. I just think the colours are, I just think the colours are perfect. I love this pattern so much already. I only want to stitch on this at the moment. So I'm having to really push myself to actually work on other stuff, which sounds silly now I say it out loud. If I want to stitch on this, I should just stitch on this. We'll see. We'll see how the month goes. But I am genuinely so excited to keep stitching this and get more progress on this one. Yes, very, very happy. And that was my story. I don't really have very much more to say. But yes, that is where I am at with that one. So really, really pleased. Can't wait to keep stitching on that one. It's also housed in a new project bag, which is it's a bit random. So I originally picked this gold to go with my Lord of the Rings map to kind of symbolise the ring, and it looked really bad. So I decided, well, red and gold go together. I'll buy some dark red fabric. And then these ones, I don't know if they've got little cats on. And I was just like, yeah, that looks really cute. So yeah, that's my little project bag. But yeah, I'm just loving making them. So that is all I have to show you. I've already done a bit of haul with my threads. I did get a couple more things, but they're quite standard, just supplies rather than exciting patterns or anything like that. First things first is I got 3 new hoops, because the hoops I were using were just shitty ones from Amazon that I bought a little while ago, and I was just getting really frustrated with them. And I reached a point where I was like, well, why? I obviously enjoy stitching as a hobby. Why am I just using these endlessly? So I got these. These are Nurge brand. And these are the 16mm ones, and they do an 8mm one as well. And so I got 7" and 8" in the 16mm, and then 4" in the 8mm. And I just would really recommend the fastening is really good. I found them on Etsy, so I'll link the shop down below. Yeah, I would definitely recommend these. Thank you also. I'm really sorry, I cannot remember who commented this now. I think it was when I was doing my May Start With Me. Somebody commented saying you can use a screwdriver to tighten these, and I'd never thought about that before, and it has made such a difference. So thank you so much to whoever left that comment. It has made such a massive difference to my stitching, and I very much appreciate it. So the only other thing I got was I can't remember if it was last video, I showed the tequila pattern I bought from Stitch Rovia. I'll put a quick picture up here. And I said I wanted to stitch it on black Ada because I just thought the colours would really pop. And so I just bought the Ada and then some of the colours that I didn't have already in my stash. So yes, that will be a really good one to start, but I'm trying to decide if I should allow myself a start or not. I think my whip count's up to 12 or 13 now. So I need to decide if I'm actually happy with that number or if I want to try and get a couple of finishes first. But we shall see. It will be a surprise even to me what I have to show you next month. Speaking of which, my video next month might be a little bit delayed simply because I've got my 3 exams the first week of November. And so I might not film, I either might film a couple of weeks earlier or a couple of weeks after the exams. I haven't, obviously it'll just be what happens at the time, depends how my studying goes and how motivated I am. And if I don't have very much to show you, I'll probably will just hang on till after the exams anyway. I also got some Stitchy kindness in the past month, and one of my friends for my birthday present bought me a cross stitch pattern from Etsy, and it's absolutely perfect, especially considering I've spoken so much about Avatar today. She bought me an Avatar cross stitch pattern, so I'll just put a little picture here, and it's when Aang meets Appa, and she just got it from an Etsy store, I think. So yes, I'm looking forward to starting that. I'm not sure when that will become part of my rotation, but it's so sweet and I'd love to make a little cushion with that. So yes, we will see how that goes. Before I log off, I also just want to shout out a couple of Flosstubers I've been really enjoying the last month. I know a couple of people have already mentioned her, but Frizzy Lizzy Stitches, I've really enjoyed catching up with her Flosstubes over the last month, and she's stitching Cozy Cafe as well, so I really am enjoying watching her progress on that. I think she's really good to watch. Another person I've been, oh, one of the cats is having a bit of a fun time. We've got one on each side now. Another person I've been watching a lot of is Stitches by Shelby. I think a lot of patterns that she does are really gorgeous, and I just think she's a fantastic person to listen to. So I'd recommend both Stitches by Shelby and Frizzy Lizzy Stitches if you're not watching them already. Someone else is Jessie Marie Does Stuff. She came back with an enormous whip parade, and it was just, I don't know if it's just because it was the first time I had 2.5 hours solid to stitch, but I had just such a calm Sunday morning last weekend just watching Jessie Marie's whip parade and working on my projects. It was such a moment of content, and I really love the way that she talks about all of her projects, and I think she has such a variety. They're all so interesting, they're all so beautiful, and I think Jessie Marie herself is so knowledgeable that I would really recommend. It is a chunky one, but I would really recommend going to watch that as well. That is everything I have. I hope you have enjoyed what you've seen. As always, I will link the patterns and some of the shops and everything down below. I hope you all have a fantastic October. I know a lot of you really get into Halloween, so I hope it's a fantastic spooky month for you all. And I will catch up with you very soon. Bye.